process, who changed the truth of Elohim into a lie and worshiped and served the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever.
Okay.
Right? So what do you mean? Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie? Everything you thought was in the Bible, some years of serious consideration has now shown you that it's not even in the Bible.
This is about the way that I walk. You got an issue about the way that I talk.
I'ma give it to you.
For the brothers outlined in the chalk, Tamir Rice chilling out in the park.
I'ma give it to you.
And they don't know the way that I feel. On the mission now to tell you what's real.
I'ma give it to you.
While you're looking for a proper appeal, you want the gospel just to cop you a feel.
I'm not dealing with you.
I'm hitting on this track like it's magical. Place it with the classical, I make it international. You want the sympathetic, and I'm a little drastic though. Focus on my past, I'ma give you what you asking for. Save it for the fashion show, talking about your church service. I ain't here to talk to you, where the hell your pastor go? Lying through his teeth, preaching like he swear to God. Misleading people, now they act like they ain't scared of God. People looking for change, but choose to walk ahead of y'all. Make a tight beat, tell the truth in the song, and they head or nod. No change, no option of dodging flames. Dreams of copping the range, sneakers, outfits, and chains. Nigga prophets explain why demon prophets remain. One ticket to hell, my niggas hopping the train. Y'all got a name to put the top prophets to shame. His name and his fame is stopping the pain. This is about the way that I walk. You got an issue about the way that I talk.
I'ma give it to you.
For the brothers outlined in the chalk, Tamir Rice chilling out in the park.
I'ma give it to you.
And they don't know the way that I feel. On the mission now to tell you what's real.
I'ma give it to you.
While you're looking for a proper appeal, you want the gospel just to cop you a feel.
I'm not dealing with you.
Didn't want to read it, receiving it from the Catholics. Mine couldn't conceive of believing it from the Baptists. The Hebrews wasn't white, so they running all out of actors. Searching through the chapters and seeing they got it backwards. Kindly tell the truth, and the raging them only escalated. Every word they hated, but none want to debate it. So what I'm supposed to do, let them fake it until they make it. Nah, bowing to the idols, my powers vowing to take them down. Now believers smoking while Christians drinking the potion. Everybody's high on that lie when the demon's spoken. Alive on arrival with Bruce, we all awoke with. Vision kinda blurry, he's realigning the focus. Gotta tell the truth, if it fills the room or it clears it out. Peers don't wanna hear, so I'm filled with a lot of fears and doubts. You gave me the heart, so it's time to put the action in. Praises that I give you on earth will only be practicing. This is about the way that I walk. You got an issue about the way that I talk.
I'ma give it to you.
For the brothers outlined in the chalk, Tamir Rice chilling out in the park.
I'ma give it to you.
And they don't know the way that I feel. On the mission now to tell you what's real.
I'ma give it to you.
While you're looking for a proper appeal, you want the gospel just to cop you a feel.
I'm not dealing with you.
Yeah, it does. You got to go to the Weebus version of the Bible. All right. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Hopefully I can be seen and heard. As you can see, we're coming from 2nd Esdras chapter 7. We're going to read verses 88 through 31. I mean 131. There's a lot of verses in 2nd Esdras. You might not find it in your TS 2009. So what you can do is scroll down in your different versions of the scriptures and go down to the Weebus, W-E-B-U-S Bible, if you're using the U version. As a matter of fact, and if I can be seen and heard, thanks, Brother Emmanuel Bronson. Yes, I'm good over in Facebook land. If I'm good in YouTube land, someone please put a 1 in the comments. All right. So, yeah. So we're coming from 2nd Esdras chapter 7. It is a lot of reading, even though we're starting at the 88th verse. But this is a very important scripture for you to study in your free time. Thanks, Brother Chick. He says I'm good over in YouTube land. All right, Brother Quam 12, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Appreciate it. All right, so we're going to get into it. Change my settings real quick. Okay. So hopefully there's no echoing. You know what I'm saying? I did put my little background music on. Let me turn it down a little bit. Turn it down so that doesn't interfere with the message. All right, so hopefully we're good, and you have Second Esdras. I'll pull it up on the screen for those who need it. All right, but yeah, like I was saying, this is a very important scripture to get into. It'll be a good thing to get into it. You know what I'm saying? In your leisure as you're doing your Bible study, and understand the points that we're trying to bring out today. Okay, we're dealing with walking in obedience, all right, to the word of the Most High, and how it often brings challenges. We're going to draw back into Noah, and and how Christ says the end days will be like the days of Noah. You know what I'm saying? And we can pretty much see that is the case today. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Second Esdras chapter 7. Looking at verse 88, starting at verse 88, and it reads, "This is the order of those who have kept the ways of the Most High, when they will be separated from their mortal bodies." Right? Very important. I'm not going to break up the devotion. We will touch on some of this. All right, verse 89. "In the time that they lived in it, they painfully served the Most High, and were in jeopardy every hour, that they might keep the law of the lawgiver perfectly. Therefore, this is the teaching concerning them. First of all, they will see with great joy the glory of him who takes them up, for they will have rest in 7 orders. The first order, because they have labored with great effort to overcome the evil through which was fashioned together with them, that it might not lead them astray from life into death. The second order, because they see the perplexity in which the souls of the ungodly wander, and the punishment that awaits them. The third order, they see the testimony which he who fashioned them gives concerning them, that while they lived, they kept the law which was given them in trust. The fourth order, they understand the rest which, being gathered in their chambers, they now enjoy with great quietness, guarded by angels, and the glory that awaits them in the last days. The fifth order, they rejoice that they have now escaped from that which is corruptible, and that they will inherit that which is to come, while they see in addition the difficulty and the pain from which they have been delivered, the spacious liberty which will receive with joy in immortality. The sixth order, when it is shown to them how their face will shine like the sun, and how they will be made like the light of the stars, being incorruptible from then on. The seventh order, which is greater than all the previous mentioned orders, because they will rejoice with confidence, and because they will be bold without confusion, and will be glad without fear, for they hurry to see the face of him whom in their lifetime they served, and from whom they will receive their reward in glory. This is the order of the souls of the just, as from henceforth is announced to them. Previously mentioned are the ways of torture, which those who would not give heed will suffer from after this. I answered, will time therefore be given to the souls after they are separated from their bodies, that they may see what you have described to me? He said, their freedom will be for 7 days, that for 7 days they may see the things you have been told, and afterward they will be gathered together in their habitations. I answered, if I find favor in your sight, show further to me your servant, whether in the days of judgment the just will be able to intercede for the ungodly, or to entreat the Most High for them, whether fathers or children for parents, or kindred for kindred, or kinfolk for kinfolks for their next of kin, or friends for those who are most dear. He answered me, since you have found favor in my sight, I will show you this also. The day of judgment is a day of decision, and displays to all the seal of truth, even as now a father doesn't send his son, or a son his father, or a master his slave, or a friend him that is most dear, that in the place he may understand, or sleep, or eat, or be healed. So no one will ever pray for another in that day. neither will one lay a burden on another. For then everyone will each bear his own righteousness or unrighteousness. I answered, how do we now find that first Abraham prayed for the people of Sodom, and Moses for the ancestors who sinned in the wilderness, and Joshua after him for Israel in the days of Achan, and Samuel in the days of Saul, and David, the plague, and Solomon for those who would worship in the sanctuary, and Elijah for those who received rain, and for the dead that he might live, and Hezekiah for the people in the days of the Sennacherib, and many others prayed for many. If therefore now, when corruption has grown and unrighteousness increased, the righteous have prayed for the ungodly, why will it not be so then also? He answered me, this present world is not the end. The full glory doesn't remain in it. Therefore, those who were able prayed for the weak. But the day of judgment will be the end of this age, and the beginning of the immortality to come, in which corruption has passed away, and temperance is at an end, and fidelity is cut off, but righteousness has grown, and truth has sprung up. Right, mark that. Then no one will be able to have mercy on him who is condemned in judgment, nor to harm someone who is victorious. I answered then, this is my first and last saying, that I would have been better if the earth had not been Salakia. Let me start over. I answered then, this is my first and last saying, that it would have been better if the earth had not produced Adam, or else when it had produced him, to have restrained him from sinning. From what profit is it for all who are in this present time to live in heaviness, and after death to look for punishment? O Adam, what have you done? For though it was you who sinned, the evil hasn't fallen on you alone, but on all of us who come from you. For what profit is it to us if an immortal time is promised to us, but we have done deeds that bring death? And that there is promised us an everlasting hope, but we have most miserably failed. And that there are reserved habitations of health and safety, but we have lived wickedly. And that the glory of the Most High will defend those who have led a pure life, but we have walked in the most wicked ways of all, Salakia. And that a paradise will be revealed, whose fruit endures without decay, and which is abundance and healing. But we won't enter into it, for we have lived in perverse ways. And that the faces of those who have practiced self-control will shine more than the stars, but our faces will be blacker than darkness. For while we lived and committed iniquity, we didn't consider what we would have to suffer after death. Then he answered, this is the significance of the battle which humans born on earth will fight. If they are overcome, they will suffer as you have said. But if they get the victory, they will receive the things that I say. For this is the way that Moses spoke to the people while he lived, saying, choose life that you may live. Nevertheless, they did not believe him or the prophets after him, not even me, who have spoken to them. Therefore, there won't be such heaviness. Therefore, there won't be such heaviness in their destruction, as there will be joy over those who are assured of salvation. Then I answered, I know, Lord, that the Most High is now called merciful, and that he has mercy upon those who have not yet come into the world, and compassionate, and that he has compassion upon those who turn to his law. Salakia, we'll end it there, and you can do your reading in your own time, but that is a powerful scripture. And again, that was 2nd Esdras chapter 7. Okay, and we just read from verses 88 down to 133. All right, so hopefully everything is everything. Let's get us back to I'm in the wrong, all right, this is what I meant to share. Salakia. So hopefully we're good. Hopefully we good. We have to stay steadfast in the word, okay? He says in the last days, knowledge shall increase, and that's where we find ourselves. Hold on. Here. One time, too many. All right. All right. So let me get myself together real quick and we'll proceed. And I would start by saying that this is not a long Bible study, but to be honest, it just depends on how deep we get into it, how much conversation we have, but it's not designed to be long, but you never know how these things go. All right. Steadfast in the word. All right. Oh, hold on real quick. All right. I still need a mouse pad. All right. So that's the goal. That's the goal at the end of the day. Staying steadfast in the word of Yahawah amidst negativity. And we're going to learn some lessons from Noah about faith and resilience in the face of challenges. In this Bible study, we will explore the steadfastness of faith exemplified by Noah amidst negativity and challenges. We will discuss the importance of being steadfast in faith. We'll analyze Noah's story and draw lessons from both the Old and the Renewed Covenant, as well as the Apocrypha. All right. And then before we get started, I do want to say, as far as 2nd Esdras chapter 7 is concerned, you can kind of see why they had to get rid of that, right? They had to get rid of 2nd Esdras because of the pureness that it spoke, especially when it comes to you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. They had to get rid of it for that reason. And then they wanted to introduce, the Catholic Church in particular wanted to introduce paying indulgences for the removal or the forgiveness of sins. So they had to remove it for that reason. And then they had to remove it because they have a doctrine called purgatory, right? Where they assume that, you can pay money and pray and do all of these things for people who have passed because they're living in this purgatory, right? 2nd Esdras just dispelled that whole situation, okay, and spoke about how once a person's name is called and they're on the judgment seat of Christ, they will be judged by the deeds done in the body, right? While they were on this side of eternity. Okay, and then there's no prayer from any loved one that is going to move them forward. All right, so on and so forth. They made their choice. So we petition people who say that they believe the Bible, say that they believe God, say that they believe the word, so on and so forth, to not only believe in God, but believe him. Believe what he says when he tells you to get back to the law, statutes, and commandments, right? Believe what he says in the scriptures. Revelations 22:14 tells you to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, right? Revelations 14:12 tells you the patience, the endurance of the saints, and that's those who are keeping the commandments and have the testimony of Christ, right? You need them both. We're going to employ that you do those things, and we're going to keep every Shabbat, bringing the significance of keeping the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. Right now, we're staying steadfast in the word of Yah, all right? And we don't care about the criticism and the negativity. Why? Because as we just read in 2nd Esdras, the Most High has our reward, okay? These people with their opinions and their indoctrination into the Roman faith system of Christianity, right? They have no reward to give you. So it's important to obey the Most High at all costs, right? Walking in obedience to the word of Yahawah often brings challenges, especially when those around you, including indoctrinated Christians, misunderstand or ridicule your faithfulness, right? They ridicule and they misunderstand your faithfulness, your steadfastness. Yet, as we dive into the scriptures, we find encouragement and instruction to remain steadfast, even in the face of opposition. The story of Noah serves as a powerful example of unwavering obedience to Yah's commands and the reward of faithfulness. Okay. Let's jump into Genesis chapter 6. We're going to look at verses 11 and 12. All right. Let's understand, it says, and the earth was corrupt before Elohim, and the earth was filled with violence. Remember, Christ Yahushua said that the end days were going to be like the days of Noah, right? It says in verse 12, and Elohim looked upon the earth and saw that it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted their way on the earth. Right? So his life stands as a testament to steadfast faith and obedience in a time when the earth was corrupt before Elohim, and the earth was filled with violence, according to Genesis 6:11. Noah found favor in the eyes of Yah. He was described as a righteous man, perfect in his generation. Okay, and Noah walked with Elohim. Right, when you scroll to verse 9. Okay. So, despite the mockery and the disbelief of those around him, Noah obeyed the Most High's command to build the ark, right? The magnitude of this task, all right, and the ridicule he must have faced did not deter him, all right? Because Yah told him in Genesis 6:14, make yourself an ark of gopher wood, all right? Make rooms in the ark and cover it inside and out with tar, right? And what does he say? And I shall establish my covenant with you. Go down to verse 18. And I shall establish my covenant with you, and you shall go into the ark, and so you and your sons and your wife and your sons' wives with you. Right? So Noah's obedience led to the preservation of his family and the continuation of humanity. Yah's promise to Noah after the flood underscores the reward of his faithfulness. Okay? So let's get some examples. This covenant highlights the importance of Yah's agreement with his people. Okay, because what happened when he gave Noah a word, right? He gave Noah a command. He went in a covenant with Noah, right, to preserve his family, so on and so forth. That's an underscore. That's what people don't really understand. When Moses gave the commandments on Mount Sinai, it was the exact same situation. This covenant, it highlights the importance of Yah's agreement with his people. Okay, see that? Covenants are foundational to the relationship between Yah and his chosen people. Okay, as seen with Moses and the children of Israel. Through Moses, Yah gave the Torah at Mount Sinai, right? Establishing a covenant that set Israel apart as a nation, all right, dedicated to the Most High, right? Look at Exodus 34:10. That's where he says, and you shall what? Guard my commandment, my covenant, which I command you today, all right? Today, in today's time, right? Fast forward. Through Christ Yahawah's renewed covenant, we too are called to walk in obedience, trusting that Yah's promise endures forever. Okay, that's Hebrews 8 and verse 10. Okay, let's get it. I thought I had it up there. He says, and you shall guard the commands which I have for you today. And then Hebrews 8 and 10, because this is the covenant that I shall make with the house of Israel after those days, says Yahawah, giving my laws in their mind, and I shall write them on their hearts, and I shall be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. Peep the parallel of the covenant the Most High made with Noah and preserving his family, okay? And the parallel of him giving Moses the covenant for the children of Israel, promising to preserve them and set them apart, right? It's the same covenant he has with you today, all right? So let's get it. This Bible study will cover several key points, right? Several key points, all right? Understanding steadfastness and faith, Noah's story as a model of obedience, scriptural support from both the old and renewed covenants, all right, and also the Apocrypha, all right, and we're going to give practical ways to deal with negativity while maintaining faith, right? So without further ado, first will be understanding steadfastness and faith. What does that mean? Right, and I pretty much covered all of those. Well, let's get it. We're going to give scriptural support for the old covenant, renewed covenant, Apocrypha. I already said all of this stuff. And how to deal with the beratement from people who don't understand why you don't eat pork and you don't you honor the Sabbath day and you keep the commandments of the Most High and the feast days. They don't get it. It is what it is. Definitions. Let's get some definitions and importance of steadfastness. Because steadfastness is defined as being resolutely or dutifully firm and unwavering, right? It is essential as it helps individuals remain committed to their faith. It prevents them from being swayed by external negativity, and it fosters spiritual growth. All right. So the first definition of steadfastness, all right, is characterized by resolute firmness and unwavering determination in one's beliefs and actions, right? Then we have the commitment to faith. Being steadfast aids individuals in remaining committed to their faith and principles without being easily influenced, right? We talked about the prudent, all right, and the simple last Shabbat. Resisting negativity. Steadfastness helps in preventing individuals from being swayed by external negativity or distractions. Then we have the fostering spiritual growth. Okay, by remaining steadfast, individuals foster their spiritual growth and develop a deeper understanding for their beliefs, right? And we all oftentimes speak about when you're staying away from those pagan holidays like Christmas and Easter, and then you have to go up against people who don't get it, all right, and they think that you're doing something wrong. Understand that you are exercising spiritually, you know what I'm saying, the obedience and the steadfastness of the Most High's word. Okay. Let's get in the scriptures about that encouragement for steadfastness. Let's get Psalms chapter 37, looking at verses 39 and 40. Right? What does it say? It says, but the deliverance of the righteous is from Yahawah, right? Their strength in the time of distress. And Yahawah helps them and delivers them. He delivers them from the wicked and saves them because they took refuge in him, right? What does it mean to take refuge in the Most High? That means to obey him. That means if you obey in the Most High, you obviously believe in him, right? You have to move out of saying, I believe in God, and start believing God. What did he say in his word, right? What did he say? Matthew chapter 5, looking at verses 10 through 12. Blessed are those persecuted for righteousness' sake, because theirs is the kingdom of the heavens. Blessed are you when they reproach and persecute you, and falsely say every wicked word against you. For my sake, rejoice and be glad, because your reward in the heavens is great, right? And I take a lot of comfort in this scripture on a personal note, because, you know, these pastors, they don't like the fact that I moved on, shook the dust off me, and got up out of that churchianity, okay? And I started keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and that's my message every Shabbat, to get back into covenant compliance with the Most High Yah. So I get a lot of negative conversations about me from pastors, even, you know what I'm saying, my cousin, you know what I'm saying, he's a pastor, has a lot of negative, this, that, and the third to say. But I take refuge and comfort in this scripture here, because if they don't understand, okay, the covenant between the Most High, they don't understand the relationship between Israel and the Most High, they don't know the God that they're serving, right? And they're subject to Romans chapter 6, verses 15, you know what I'm saying, and 16, okay? You are the servant of the one you obey, right? It is what it is. If you were obeying the Most High, okay, you will be keeping the commandments too, right? It is what it is. Going back in the second Ezra, right? Looking at verse 88 and 89, what did he say? Right? He says, now this is the order of those who have kept the ways of the Most High, when they shall be separated from their mortal bodies, right? During the time that which they lived in it, they laboriously served the Most High and withstood danger every hour, that they might keep the law of the lawgiver perfectly, right? They were steadfast in it. That's why the Bereans took to heart what Paul was saying and went and made sure that what he said was lining up with the word, okay? So let's look at those orders. We did kind of in devotion read through that kind of fast. So let's go back and deal with it a little bit, right? The order reflects, right? When we read about the orders, all right, they reflect a spiritual alignment where righteousness is rewarded with eternal joy and the privileges of witnessing the glory of Yah, right? Those same things we read about in Revelations when we get down to chapter 21, so on and so forth, right? For those who walk in the statutes of the Torah and seek Yah wholeheartedly, the promise of eternal joy and a place in his presence serves as a powerful encouragement to endure. Right? Remember, Christ said, all these things shall be given to those who what? Overcome. Right? This divine order also underscores the justice of Yah, ensuring that those who pursue his ways are not forgotten, but embraced with honor and glory in the time of redemption. Right? So let's get into it. In second Ezra chapter 7, starting at verse 92, right? We get the first order. Right? What does it say? It says, because they labored with great effort to overcome the evil. Right? They labored with great effort to overcome the evil. Right? From the evil thought which was fashioned together with them, that it might not lead them astray from life into death. Right? What did the Most High say? He said, I set before you life and death, blessings and curses. All right. So in this first order, it's talking about those who chose the life over the death. Right. The second order, because they see the perplexity which the souls of the ungodly wander. All right. And the punishment that awaits them. Right. And then there's some people bold enough to say, I'm not scared to die. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not scared to go to hell and this, that, and the third. All right. That's on them. Right. That's on them. All you can do is give them the word. Right. In the third order, okay, they see the testimony, right, which he who fashioned them gives concerning them. Remember in Jeremiah, I believe chapter 21, the Most High says, I know the thoughts I have of you, thoughts to prosper you. All right. And not to harm you, but to give you what? Hope and a future. Right? This is these people in this order. They see the testimony which he who fashioned them gives concerning them, that while they lived, they kept the law which was given them in trust. Okay. It was very important to get second Ezra out of here. Christian ideology and doctrine cannot survive with the Apocrypha around. Okay. The fourth order, they understand the rest, which, being gathered in their chambers, they now enjoy with great quietness, guarded by angels, and the glory that awaits them in the last days. Right? When Christ is talking about enter into my rest, this right here says those are the fourth order. They understand the rest, right? Which being gathered in their chambers, they now enjoy with great quietness. Okay. When you understand the renewed covenant in context, right? It's not telling you that the laws are done away with. It's telling you how to enter into the rest of Christ. And that's by obeying the Father, right? The fifth order, they rejoice that they have now escaped that which is corruptible, right? And that they will inherit that which is to come, while they see, in addition, the difficulty and the pain from which they have been delivered, and the spacious liberty which they will receive with joy and immortality, right? With joy and immortality. It's eerily suspicious how 2 Ezra chapter 7 is lining up perfectly with Revelations 14 and 12, okay? Or Revelations in general. When you can understand Revelations and teach it in context, you understand this is all lining up, right? The sixth order, when it is shown to them how their face will shine like the sun, and how they will be made like the light of the stars, being incorruptible from then on, right? Remember, Paul talks about how they're going to take off incorruption and take off corruption and put on incorruption, so on and so forth. They're saying that their face shall shine like the sun, and how they will be made like the light of the stars, being incorruptible from then on. And then that seventh order says, which is greater than all the previously mentioned orders, because they will rejoice with confidence, and because they will be bold without confusion, and will be glad without fear. For they hurry to see the face of him whom in their lifetime they served, right? This is them pressing forward. We want to see the face of the Most High Yah. Remember, while they were on this side of eternity, if they were to see the face of the Most High, it would kill them. They would die. They wanted to know, right? And then remember the scripture that tells you, he who comes to the Most High must first believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them who diligently seek him, right? So if right now the Most High is saying, call on me while I'm near, seek me while I may be found, right? Well, this is telling you, learn what I love, learn the things that I hate, okay? Understand my law, statutes, and commandments, and obey my voice. If that's not you, and you're following behind this false doctrine of grace and mercy in the name of Jesus and so on and so forth, and you're getting that Paul letter regurgitated and taken all out of context, and that's you living lawless, yes, this is not talking about you. Okay, if you're a Sunday church member who believes the laws are done away with, this ain't talking about you. Okay, it is what it is. It says, for they hurry to see the face of him whom in their lifetime they served. How are you serving the Most High and you ain't keeping his commandments? Right? And it says, and from whom they will receive their reward in glory. That's why we tell you over and over, get out of the prison of other people's opinions. It does not matter what they think when you start obeying the scriptures, because they have no reward to give you. They have no heaven or no hell. But hey, right here, the seventh order is greater than all the previously mentioned orders, because they will rejoice with confidence, because they will be bold without confusion, and they will be glad without fear. For they hurry to see the face of the Most High Yah, right? Whom in their lifetime they served, and from whom they will receive their reward in glory. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Okay, so it says in that 99th verse, it says, this is the order of the souls of the just. All right, and from henceforth is announced to them. Previously mentioned are the ways of torture. That's when you go before verse 88. All right, it says previously mentioned are the ways of the torture which those who would not give heed will suffer from after this. All right, so one promise, 10 out of 10 of us are going to pass from this life. We're all going to die at some point. The scripture tells us that all flesh waxes old like a garment. You are going to pass, all right, at some point. Okay, but at the same time, are you going to obey the Most High or man? Is your conviction going to come from the scriptures or the pastor or the priest or the pope? Let's keep it moving. We can stay there all day. So, challenges of maintaining faith. All right, maintaining faith, all right, often comes with challenges such as societal pressures, personal doubts, external criticism, things of that nature. Right? Societal pressures, that's dealing with individuals, that often face societal pressure that can challenge their belief and commitment to their faith, right? That's why we say stay steadfast in the word, right? Personal doubts can arise at any moment, testing one's faith and commitment to their belief and their values. And external criticisms from others can create additional challenges, but recognizing this can help maintain one's faith and resolve. All right, we have to stay steadfast. Okay, and this was supposed to come in one at a time, but scriptural basis for staying steadfast. Okay, and we were dealing with the TS 2009. It says numerous scriptures highlight the importance of staying steadfast in faith through trials and challenges. Right, unwavering belief. Right, key verses as powerful reminders of strength found in unwavering belief and trust in the Most High Yah. That's what we bring out all the time. And encouragement in trials. The scriptures give us teachings that provide encouragement to remain steadfast during those difficult times. Okay, and that fosters resilience. It gives you what we call spiritual strength. We say all the time, you cannot grow muscles that you don't exercise. So you have to root yourself in the Torah, right? Get rooted and grounded in Torah. A lot of things, when people come across this ministry, they've never heard this before. The scripture's been in their Bible their whole life long, and they never knew it was in there. Okay, why do you think that is? Because they have not rooted themselves in the Torah. They were told that that was done away with. You don't need that, right? No, but what did Christ Yahawah say? Matthew 5:17. Do not think that I came to destroy the Torah or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill. All right, the KJV says fulfill. All right, so root yourself in the Torah. The Torah, it serves as our foundation and our guide, right? That's why Christ gave you that in Matthew 5:17. Number 2, pray for strength and wisdom. Prayer, it strengthens us to endure and seek the Most High's guidance, right? As David's words, he tells us in Psalms 119 and 169. What does he say? He says, let my cry come before you, O Yah, right? Make me understand according to your word, right? Very, very, very important. Very important. 3, lean on the Most High Yah's promises, all right? Trust in his faithfulness as it is written in Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and courageous. Do not fear, nor be afraid of them. Right? I tell you this all the time. It doesn't matter that Pastor so-and-so has so much derogatory things to say about me or whatnot. It is what it is. He says to be strong and courageous. Do not fear, nor be afraid of them. For it is Yah, your Elohim, who is going with you. He does not fail you nor forsake you. Okay. And number 4, how to stand firm. Endure with joy, right? Christ Yahawah, or Yahusha, as some call him, endured ridicule and suffering. All right. And we are called to follow his example, right? Let's get Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 2. He says, looking to the Prince and Perfecter of our belief, right? It says, Yahusha, who for the joy that was set before him endured the stake, having despised the shame, right? He went through it, all right? And we were all the better for it, right? So let's deal with Noah a little bit. Hopefully, no, I don't think we'll stay here. Because the message at some point will get redundant. It's the same thing. Noah's story is a powerful example of obedience and steadfastness, right? Despite the negativity surrounding him, Noah remained faithful to the Most High's instructions, demonstrating what it means to trust and to act, all right? Trust in what the Most High said and act, right? Be not hearers of the word only, right? But doers. Got to be doers in the word. And when should you start doing it? As soon as you hear it. As soon as you hear it. Noah's unwavering faith. Noah's faith was demonstrated through his actions in building the ark according to the Most High's specifications, right? He was very direct and distinct and purposeful, all right? And his words. He wasn't vague like how they try to present him in the New Testament, right? His willingness to act on his faith despite ridicule serves as an inspiration to us all, right? Noah, he demonstrated faith. Noah's faith was exemplified through his diligent actions in constructing the ark as instructed. Facing the ridicule, despite being ridiculed by others, Noah remained steadfast in his belief and continued his work on the ark. All right, and this is inspiration for others because his unwavering commitment serves as a powerful inspiration for people to act on their faith, right? So let's get it. And we pretty much dealt with that. All right. So let's go into the Old Testament just a little bit. We're not going to stay there. All right. But the Old Testament, of course, contains significant scriptures relating to Noah's righteousness and Yah's promise. These passages provide deep insight into the nature of obedience to the Most High Yah. All right. Genesis chapter 6 verses 9 through 12 tells us the whole story, which we already went through that. All right. Dealing with Noah's righteousness. The Most High, he looked on the earth that it was corrupt, all right? But he saw Noah, all right? He saw Noah and Noah found favor in the Most High's eyes. Why did Noah find favor in the Most High's eyes? Because the world was corrupting themselves, obviously, and then they say there was no laws before Moses at Mount Sinai. That's not the truth, because the scriptures call Noah a preacher of righteousness, and he had to have something to preach. Okay? Genesis details how Noah was found righteous in his generation. It outlines Yah's instructions to him, emphasizing the importance of obedience in the face of societal corruption. Right? So Noah was found righteous. All right. The Most High's instructions to Noah emphasized the importance of obedience and faith, guiding him to build the ark, of course. And Noah's obedience to divine instructions highlights the significance of faithfulness in challenging times. Right? Imagine how rough it must have been for Noah to go against what everybody else was doing, right? And all of the words that everybody had to say, okay? That's the same challenge we face to this day. All we're trying to do is obey what the Bible said, right? It is what it is. Isaiah, when we look in Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 9, right? Isaiah 54:9, I thought I had it on the screen, but it says, but this is the waters of Noah, right? To me, it says, in that I have sworn that the waters of Noah would never again cover the earth. So I have sworn not to be wroth with you, nor rebuke you. Okay, so Isaiah, he speaks of the everlasting covenant of peace that the Most High made with Noah, right? This covenant reassures us, believers of Yah, okay, of his commitment to those who remain steadfast and obedient, right? And then too, when we're looking at Proverbs 3, 5 through 6, I thought I had those up there. Let me make sure I can. If you don't already, if you have your Bibles, you can just turn to them. All right, I'm gonna try to. Oops, do that. Excuse me. Proverbs 3, starting at verses 5 and 6, it says, dang, my mouse is being sensitive. It says, trust in Yahawah with all your heart, lean not to your own understanding, know him in all your ways, and he makes all your paths straight. Okay? Don't listen to anybody telling you the laws are done away with. If you're listening to the laws being done away with, you're going to obey somebody's laws. And you know what I'm saying? And it's not the Most High's. Anyways, the renewed covenant reaffirms the themes of faith and obedience found in the old covenant, all right, linking them to the life and teachings of Christ Yahushua, all right, thus enriching our understanding of steadfastness, right? And did we deal with Hebrews 11 and 7, right? Let me grab that real quick. And that's my fault. I usually have it to where it pops up on the screen, but it's not doing that for me today. All right, so I'll just read it from over here. Starting at verse 7. What did he say? Dealing with Noah, right? Well, let's go up to verse 6. Verse 6 says, by faith, Enoch was translated and was not seen, and as not to see death, all right, and was not found because Elohim has translated him. It says, for before his translation, he obtained a witness that he pleased Elohim. All right, we're going to hear the same thing about Noah. It says, by faith, Noah, having been warned of what was yet unseen, having feared, prepared an ark to save his house, through which he condemned the world and became heirs of the righteousness, which is according to belief. All right, which is according to faith. The Most High said it. Noah believed it, all right, and saved everybody. Then you get 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 20, and we're just covering verses that's just basically mentioning, you know what I'm saying, the faith of Noah, right, and the benefit. 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 20. What does it say? Right, and it says, who were disobedient. All right. Says in verse 19, in which he also went and proclaimed unto the spirits in prison, who were disobedient at one time, and when the patience of Elohim waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was being prepared, in which a few, that is, 8 beings, were saved through water. Right? That steadfastness, that importance to obey the Most High's voice. Right? Matthew chapter 24, verse 37. All right. And he's talking about, and this is what I really wanted to get to. I'm not going to stay there all day, but I wanted to underline this point as it refers to us in today's time, because Christ said that in the last days be like the days of Noah, right? Noah, Matthew 24 and 37. All right. This is being extra sensitive. All right. It says, and as the days of Noah, so also shall be the coming of the day of the son of Adam. But as they were in the days of the flood, eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And they did not know until the flood came and took them all away. So also shall the coming of the Son of Man be. All right. Then 2 shall be in the field, one is taken, one is left. 2 women shall be gathering at the mill, one is taken, one is left. Watch, therefore, for you do not know what hour your master is coming. Okay, that's very important, even though you don't know when Christ Yahawah is coming back to tread the wine presses, right? You have to be steadfast like Noah, okay? Steady working and obeying the Most High Yah, all right? And like the young people say, don't, how they say it? If you be ready, you ain't got to get ready, right? If it comes to that point and you try and you're convinced now that the earth's shaking, all right, might be too late for you, okay? It'd be better to just heed the Most High's word now, all right, and believe that time is coming where Christ is coming to shake the earth, right? The Apocrypha provides additional insights into the characters and the virtues of Noah, reinforcing the lessons of obedience and steadfastness found in traditional biblical texts, right? Sort of like how we just ran up on 2nd Ezra 7, and it provided us with that awesome witness, right? But you also have the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 10, and I have to find it over here. Oh, I know what happened. I do know what happened. My computer wasn't agreeing with me today, so I had to skip over the portion where I was adding different scriptures to it. Oh, I pushed the wrong one. Hold on, let me find the KJV, the Apocrypha. I have to use 2 different computers to pull it off. All right, so let's get Wisdom of Solomon, and I just want to read it, and then we'll move on. What do we say? Chapter 10, starting at verse 4. Right, what does it say? It says, for whose cause the earth being drowned with the flood, wisdom again preserved it, and directed the course of the righteous in a piece of wood of small value. Moreover, the nations and their wicked conspiracy being confounded, she found out the righteous and preserved him blameless unto Elohim, and kept him strong against his tender compassions towards his son. All right. And when the ungodly perished, she delivered the righteous man, who fled from the fire which fell down upon the 5 cities, whose wickedness even to this day, the wasteland smoke is a testimony, and plants bearing the fruits never came to ripeness, and a standing pillar of salt, so on and so forth, is as an unbelieving soul, so on and so forth. So you get it. Noah's faithfulness, faithful preparation, his actions exemplified wisdom as he prepared for the impending flood. All right, following divine guidance. All right, and divine guidance, that's talking about the passage emphasizes the importance of wisdom and faith in following Yah's instructions for our actions, right? And then we have the wisdom in action, right? This passage also serves as a reminder that wise actions stem from faithful obedience and preparation. Getting it out the word and doing what the Most High said, right? You have the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 44. Let me grab that real quick. Chapter 44, looking at verse 17. What does he say? 17 and 18, it says, Noah was found perfect and righteous. In the time of wrath, he was taken in exchange. Okay, in exchange for what? In exchange for the world. The Most High, wanted to just get rid of everything. But he saw favor with, he found favor with Noah. It says, therefore he was left as a remnant unto the earth when the flood came. All right. Why is that important? It's important because the Most High says he's going to save a remnant, right? 2/3 of the Most High's people are going to be cut off. He's only going to save 1/3, a very small number. Okay. It is what it is. After all of those people, the Most High only saved 8 people in that day. Right. In verse 18, it says, an everlasting covenant was made with him that all flesh should perish no more by flood. Right. So we know that the fires is coming. The fires is coming. 2nd Ezra 9, looking at verses 7 and 8. Real quick. It says, what did I say? 7 and verses 7 and 8. It says, everyone who will be saved and will be able to escape by his works or by faith. It says, for everyone who will be saved and will be able to escape by his works or by faith by which they have believed will be preserved from the said perils, right? And will see my salvation in the land and within my borders, which I have sanctified for myself from the beginning. All right. So you better follow the Most High's commands, okay? Because they lead to profound rewards. All right. Enhancing one's spiritual and worldly experiences. Right. And then having a steadfast faith is essential for receiving the ultimate blessings promised in the scriptures, fostering spiritual growth. So understand, 2nd Ezra 9, 7 and 8 highlights the rewards promised to those who obey the Most High's commandments. Right. Period. So in today's world, negativity and criticism can challenge our steadfastness. It can. That's just a reality. It's just truth. This section will explore how to recognize, address, and overcome such challenges through faith. Right. So the first one will be recognizing negativity. All right. It's crucial to identify when negativity appears in our lives. Awareness allows for a better response to criticism. Right. Being aware of it. Okay. So where it's not catching you off guard, right, can help you respond better, right? Constructive addressing criticism, okay, is vital for personal growth. It transforms negativity into opportunities for improvement, right? And then it also, allows you to obey the scriptures that says, let men see, you let your light so shine, before men that they see your good works and glorify your Father, which is in heaven, right? So it's not about being combative, angry, disrespectful or whatever, just learning how to be constructive when you're addressing criticism, understanding sources, understand why they believe what they believe, right? That's a good way to combat it as well. We understand that a lot of people who pile up in Sunday church, okay, they haven't learned the scriptures biblically. They learned it traditionally. All right. It's all about religion and tradition that was passed down, right? But when it comes to studying the word, we find a lot of folks who are simple, right? The Most High, we addressed this last Shabbat with the simple and the prudent. You have to be prudent. Understand their source. Understand the source of criticism helps in maintaining focus on one's faithful journey, and it keeps distractions at bay. It's essential to recognize when negativity arises and how to address it constructively. All right. Understand the source of criticism can help in maintaining focus on one's faithful journey. Right. So we have to overcome, right? Because the scriptures provide numerous encouragements for overcoming negativity. Right. So we just have to deal with it. Scriptures offer powerful encouragements that help believers overcome negativity and foster a positive mindset, right? And I think Ezra's dealt with that, perfectly, all right? So let's get some practical steps to remain steadfast, and we'll get out of here. Okay. Finally, we'll discuss practical steps one can take to maintain steadfastness and faith. All right, including prayer, communities. Let's get it. Let's deal with it one at a time. Engaging in regular prayer can strengthen one's faith and provide comfort during difficult times. Right, and then community support, surrounding ourselves with a supportive community. All right, that fosters encouragement. All right, and it helps maintain steadfastness in faith. Right, and then taking a personal reflection. Right, taking time to for personal reflection helps individuals assess their faith journey and identify areas for growth. Okay, no, we don't all have it 100% right. All right, but the point is to work on it. Right, a lot of us wanted to do Passover last year and didn't get to it. Right, well, it's coming up again. Right, you're working on it. Right, we're going to do better this year than we did the year before and years prior. Constantly striving to be better and obeying the Most High. Right, so let's just take us some nuggets out of Noah's story. All right, and we're going to be dealing with the reward of faithfulness. Right, moreover, Christ Yahawah promises eternal life to those who endure unto the end. 1 John chapter 2:25 says, and this is the promise that he has promised us, everlasting life. Right, so let's get it. And we already read Hebrews 11:6. All right, but anyways, the story of Noah reminds us that the Most High Yah rewards those who diligently seek him and walk in obedience. All right, just as Paul, we don't know if Paul wrote Hebrews. I don't know why I left that in there. It says, but anyways, Hebrews 11:6, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he who comes to Elohim has to believe that he is, and that he's a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. All right, we have to understand that part. Remember, Abraham heard a voice and obeyed that voice. The voice told him to leave his father's house. He didn't know where he was going. All right, but he obeyed anyways. And from then on, he was called the friend of Elohim. So, that's pretty much Bible study. We'll read our conclusion. We'll get out of here. Do our thing real quick. Hopefully, and if you got something out of today's Bible study, you just go ahead and hit the like button. We'll appreciate it. We'll appreciate it. All right. In conclusion, the lesson of Noah reminds us of the importance of steadfastness and faith amidst negativity. Right. This by embodying the principles and drawings from the scripture, we can strengthen our resolve to follow Christ Yahawah faithfully. All right. And walking in the truth of the Most High's word is not always easy. That's what we want to leave you with, especially when others criticize or misunderstand your commitment. However, the scriptures assures us that Yah sees and rewards our faithfulness. So let us take courage from the example of Noah, who obeyed the Most High Yah despite opposition. All right, and from the many promises in his word. May we remain steadfast, knowing that our labor is not in vain, and that great is our reward, all right, in the kingdom of the heavens. All right, that being the case, Brother Chick, come in and give us some wisdom. Good to see you. Shabbat Shalom, fam.
Good to see you, brother. Shabbat Shalom. Excellent lesson. One of the things that stood out to me as you were speaking, and it came up a couple times, was about, faithfulness and being perfect. And I know I brought this up a lot of Sabbaths ago, just about that word perfect and understanding it. And I've been really digging into it. I never found the book that my father told me about, but I've really been digging into that word in Hebrew. And the word uses tamim. It's H8549. And there's so many different breakdowns of it. And the ones that stood out to me are complete, upright, helpful, having integrity, well-rounded, balanced, sincere. And the more you dig into it, because a lot of the Hebrew words, as we discussed before, they're not just a one-word definition, they have meanings. But the more you dig into it, it talks about getting better every day. And while I bring that up, everybody you talked about, from Abraham to Noah to Moses to David, those were people that the Most High called perfect in their ways. We know where they fell short. We know Abraham kept lying about his wife being his sister because he was afraid. We know about Noah being a drunkard at times after the flood. We know about David and, lusting over a woman and having her husband killed, basically. We know about Moses when he kept doubting. Yet they were considered perfect. And they were considered perfect because they were balanced and well-rounded. And every time they made a mistake, they knew, they repented, they humbled themselves, and they got better. I bring that up because I feel like that's a point we struggle with. I've had a lot of conversations these past few weeks with a friend of mine talking about that. Coming from the places we come from and seeing the things we see, we sometimes feel like the things we've experienced dirties us up, and we don't deserve that promise. So that, I think, that can make us struggle with being that faithfulness and being steadfast, because it's like, that's impossible. I'm not going to get that. I've seen this. I've done that. The negativity comes in because people will call you a hypocrite when they see you trying to do better because I remember you did this. It's like, you're right, I did do that. Try not to do that anymore. But those type of words can go, maybe I am a hypocrite. Maybe I do just keep digging deeper. Maybe my experiences do define me. I feel we really have to find that balance of, yes, we need to hold ourselves accountable. We do some things that we're not supposed to do. We need to learn to hold ourselves accountable, shake it off like David did. David cried, whipped himself and all that when his son was dying because he knew he was wrong. And then when it was over, he stood up, he took his punishment, he moved on, and he got back to being well-rounded and balanced and having integrity. We need to be able to do that so we can hold ourselves accountable, we can take what's coming, but then when somebody says you're a hypocrite, we shake that off and go, whatever you say is cool, but I know the path I'm on, and I feel like we make it impossible to get to heaven when Christ made it completely possible, because he came for the sinners. He came for the ones who were lost and fell short. So I guess what's standing out to me is just, I want us to find that balance of, yeah, we fallen short. Okay, that's over with. We're allowed to be humble at the same time, going, we're special people that have special things ahead of us. Let's focus on that. Let's believe it's there, because that belief that it's there will help us get through these tough times. Because I know I have, and I know others have too, going, man, am I sure that's going to be there? You know what I'm saying? It's getting hard right now. Is that really going to be there? We have to clean ourselves up enough and accept ourselves enough to find that balance, to find that true Hebrew perfection, so we can get there. I hope that all makes sense. I was trying to tie it all together. I was thinking out through the day and just tying it with testimonies I've had the past week. But I appreciate you. Like I said, you have so many lessons that come that are right in line with things I've been thinking of or dealing with, or conversing with other people on, bro. So I really appreciate you.
We appreciate you too, and thanks for adding that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't consider it in that vein, or they don't really take it that serious. But it's very reflective when we hear Ezra, you know what I'm saying, in particular, talk to us about, you know what I'm saying, what's to come and the seriousness of it. And and if you read further and finish out 2nd Ezra 7, you'll hear the sincerity of him when he's talking about, those loved ones who didn't heed and they lived wickedly throughout the earth, so on and so forth. That's a real thing, because I remember when the conviction first hit me to get back in covenant compliance with the Most High, start keeping his law, statutes, and commandments. And it gave me that the biblical definition of sin being transgression of the law. When those things hit me, and I wanted people that I love to start obeying the Most High, and then I came to realize I couldn't make them do it. I wanted to. If I could, I would make them do it. But the fact that I can't make them do it, and the end result when they're on the judgment seat, you know what I'm saying, is going to be, it was their decision. It was their choice, and there's nothing that I could do, you know what I'm saying, about it, so on and so forth. I sometimes struggle with, maybe I should be more convincing. Maybe, I should talk with more earnest. Maybe I should stand up and do my Bible studies and act like I'm behind the pulpit. People respond to pastors' pay-per-view performances. Maybe I should try getting, you can't make a person accept the truth. That's what I'm getting at. No matter how bad you want it for a person, and I just love how Esdras, you know what I'm saying, went into that. He really went into that, and you don't really find that a lot in the scriptures. But yeah, I don't know. It was an important message. I took from it when I was putting it together, and the Most High has really been dealing with me with a lot of things as well. So I think we just in parallel universes, Brother Chick, you know what I'm saying? But that's Bible study. Hopefully y'all got something out of it. If you watch the video later, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you get something out of it. If you did, just like the video, share if you're willing. And yeah, that's it. Shabbat shalom. Let me give my Shabbat shaloms out. Shabbat shalom again, Brother Chick. Thanks for coming through, and thanks for adding to the wisdom as you always do. And thanks, Brother Emmanuel Bronson, for the comment. Shabbat shalom to you. Brother Quam 12, Sister Yasatari de La Paz. Shabbat shalom. Thanks for sharing the video. Thanks, Sister Alice Bronson, for sharing the video. Shabbat shalom. Brother Brian Woods, Brother Eugene, Brother Chantel, Sister Chantel Salakia, and Sister Yakahana. All right, Shabbat shalom to you as well. So, without the Most High willing, we'll be back with another Shabbat. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Shabbat. Shabbat shalom. Oh, hold on. Before I do that, I need to turn my music off, right? Yay. Finally did it right. All right. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
My eyes on the prize, no lies for the youth. You gotta love them enough to tell them the truth. The reason why they killing and they dying in these streets, they don't know who they is. They don't know who they is. So preachers in pulpit lying through their teeth. I can never hate them, but we do got beef. The reason why they lawless and they hate to hear the truth. They don't know who they is. They don't know who they is. Yahawah, we love you. Yahawah, we love you, we thank, we praise your comely name. This vessel is all yours. Take it over, have your way.